Okay, first things first, let's look at your "Today I will, so I can" statement. Today I will explain why drama is important and explain how theater involves collaborative forms of art. If you don't know what that word collaborative means, don't worry. I'm going to cover it later on. Why are you doing this? You're doing this so that you can create your own dramatic work later on in the quarter. What is drama? Drama is a form of art that involves stories. The word drama comes from the Greek verb, which remember, verb is an action word, comes from the Greek verb dran. For us today, that word means to take action. So it is an action word that means to take action. So drama equals action. I want you to think of it that way, okay? Drama equals action. If there's no action, there's no drama, and there's no story, which is not good and boring. I don't like boring here. Okay. So let's think for a second. If drama equals action, which of the following would be considered drama? Would novels be considered drama? What about comic books, movies, plays, TV shows? Check the boxes for those that you think are considered drama, and then we will go over them later. All right, so that's what drama is, but what does drama do? Drama tells a story about people, their actions, and the conflicts that result from those interactions. People, their actions, and the conflicts that result from those interactions. This works because drama is universal, which means that it's understood and used by all different types of cultures over vast periods of time. That is to say, that we have drama here in America in 2022, but there was drama in Germany during the Middle Ages. There was drama in Egypt in prehistory times. There was drama back when people were huddled around campfires in the Stone Age. So people understand drama because drama tells story about people, their actions, and the conflicts that result from those interactions. There is a universal quality to it that we all can relate to and we can all understand. Everyone can relate because dramas are about people. Okay, that's what it does, but why is it important? Well, we as humans try to recreate a view of existence that is based on our experiences. I cannot step into your shoes or your soul or your brain or your body and live the same experiences that you do. And you can't live the same experiences as myself or your friends or your parents. You have your own unique view of the world. The cool thing about art is it allows us to try and show what it is that we experience to other people. Drama is important because it says something about our world and our purpose in that world. All right, so let's look at dramatic pie. Dramatic performances can be done for three purposes. They can be done to persuade, inform, or entertain. Let's take a look at each of those three. Here's a nice little picture of a pie for you. Persuade means to get someone to think or do something. You always are persuading people whether or not you realize it. You're always trying to think of the word convince. You're always trying to convince your parents to let you do things. You're trying to convince your friends to do things or ask their parents if they can go do something. So that's what persuasion is. You're trying to get somebody to do or think something. Dramas can use stories to persuade an audience by showing a story instead of telling them with a speech or an essay. I'm guessing that most of you don't like sitting down to read long essays, but you might sit down to watch a movie that has the same idea or is trying to get you to believe the same thing as a speech or an essay might. The second one is inform. Dramas use stories to give an audience information. It might be information like history or public health or social issues like poverty, homelessness, those types of things. Okay. So There are plenty of shows, movies, stories, books, dramas out there that give information to the audience, but the number one way that, or number one reason that drama is created is to entertain. Good dramas keep us watching because the story keeps us interested in what is happening or what will happen. There's an entertainment value to it, and we call that escapism. Good stories help us forget about our own issues or what's going on in our life just for a little while, and we can escape from our problems, and then we can go back to them. For instance, how many of you have ever had homework that was in the back of your mind and you were really worried about it? It was Sunday night, it's due on Monday morning, and you're like, I'm worried about it. I'm worried about it. I'm worried about it. I'm going to do it after I watch this movie. While you're watching the movie, you kind of forget about your homework for a little while. You kind of live through the movie for an hour and a half or 2 hours. And then when it's over, you come back to reality and obviously you do your homework. Entertainment is the main reason for creating drama. So let's look at film. Film is a type of medium, meaning that's what is used to create the art. So like instead of paint or clay, we're using film, okay? It's what is used to capture the performance. That film stock is what is used to capture the performance. Film productions are always about human beings, remember? Because all dramas are about humans. Performances that are on film do not change over time. They look exactly the same each time the audience watches because it's captured on film. It's going to look the same every single time. Now let's look at theater. Theater is what we call stage acting. The word theater comes from the Greek noun theatron, which means seeing place. Every time I see the word theatron, I think of like the Transformers and like a Decepticon, like, I am Theatron. Anyway, the theater is the seeing place. It is where you sit to watch what is going on the stage or on the screen. So when you go to the movies and you step inside the building, you're not in the theater. You're in the cinema or the Cineplex, okay, or the lobby of the cinema. You're not in the theater until you actually walk in the doors where the screen is and sit down to watch the show. We have a theater here at the middle school, right by the commons area. Some of you probably call it an auditorium. Why is that? Because you can hear things. They're also auditorium, audio, audible. Okay, that means to hear. Okay, so theater is the seeing place where you sit to watch the action. Okay. Some qualities of theatrical productions. Theater is always live, meaning it's happening in front of the audience in real time. And because of this, no performance, no matter how hard it is tried, no matter how skillful, every performance is going to be a little bit different. Okay, a wisp of hair is going to move slightly across the face differently each time. An actor is going to turn towards the audience faster or slower, slightly maybe, every single time. Because it's live and not on film, it's going to be just a little different every time. Theatrical performances need 3 elements to be considered theater. You need space, a place to do it. You need performers, the people that are going to actually do the show. And you need an audience to watch the performance. If you don't have an audience, but you have the other 2, all you really have is a rehearsal. Theater, like film, is always about human beings because there's drama involved. And drama, as we've said, is action. Theater and film are typically what is called collaborative forms of art. That word collaborative means lots of things working together. One thing works by itself. 2 or more things have to work together. Different people specialize in different aspects or parts of the production, like the lighting or the sound or the costuming, and they have to all work together to make the show come together. That's important. There's going to be a question about that on your assignment. Okay, different people in different areas working together. Okay, so for example, You have scenic designers. These are the people that sketch plans, they build the sets, they paint backdrops based on the show's setting, okay, where it happens or when it happens. Okay, that's what the scenic designers do. The prop department or the properties department provide any objects that an actor uses on stage: a teacup, a baseball bat, an umbrella. Okay, anything that the actors hold and manipulate on stage is a prop. The lighting crew controls all the lights on a show, and this is important because lights obviously can be different colors, and that's important because different color creates different mood. If you've got all the red lights on, maybe you're trying to say that the actors are angry or there's something enraging going on stage at the time. Or maybe if it's like a blue light, maybe it's trying to show a memory or something like that. The sound crew is responsible for anything the audience should hear: music, microphones, the actors' voices, thunder crash, anything like that would be the sound crew's department. The costumers, these are the people that measure the actors. They cut clothes and cloth, they sew, they dye costumes based on the story's time and place. So costumes are going to look a lot different if it's a circus versus, say, a scene where people are at a wedding. Okay, it's just going to look different. Makeup artists create a physical look for characters. For instance, if you were in the school play and you were playing the part of a grandmother, we'd probably give you a wig and some glasses and put some makeup on you to make you look a little bit older. Okay, so all of these people work together to put the show together, because if they didn't, if the costumers just worked by themselves, then maybe they would have costumes that don't look like what the makeup artists are envisioning. And then the show is going to look a little bit weird because you're going to have an old grandmother dressed in a young person's clothing, or you're going to have an astronaut dressed like a Civil War soldier. Okay, so these people have to work together, they communicate to make the performance happen and to put the show on. Okay? That is it. You now have a couple of assignments on Canvas that you need to take a look at and get done by Friday.